Hi guys, it's Mrs. Millicent. Okay, let's do the check your understanding on page 182. Some data were collected on the weight of a male white laboratory rat for the first 25 weeks after its birth. A scatter plot of y equals weight in grams and x equals time since birth in weeks shows a fairly strong positive linear relationship. So the regression equation is y hat equals 100 plus 40x. I'm going to label x, which is time since birth in weeks, and y hat is predicted, weight in grams, okay? Let's interpret the slope of the regression line. Okay, I'm gonna move my book. All right, slope. We know from math 1, y equals mx plus b. The number with the x is the slope. So the slope is 40, okay? So what does that actually mean? All right, let's interpret. So let's think about this equation. If I plug a 1 in here, 1 week, I'm going to take 100 and I'm going to add 40. If I plug a 2 in here, I'm going to take 100 and I'm going to add 80. If I put a 3 in here, I'm going to take 100 and I'm going to add 120. So for each additional week, I add 40 grams to the predicted weight. That's what slope means, okay? So for each additional week that the rat ages, I predict the rat's weight will increase, because that's positive, by 40 grams. Okay, that's how we interpret slope. So for each additional x, I predict the y will either increase or decrease, whether that's positive or negative, by the slope amount, okay? All right, number 2 says, let's look at the book. Number 2 says, does the value of the y-intercept have meaning in the context? And if so, interpret the y-intercept. If not, explain why. All right, so y-intercept, of course, thinking about your math 1 days, is your mx plus b. It's always this value. It's when x equals 0. Okay, well in this case, x equals 0 means it's 0 weeks since the rat was born. Well, isn't that at birth? So we would say the y-intercept is 100. So what that means is when a rat is 0 weeks old or newborn, we predict its weight to be 100 grams. I think that makes sense. Newborns have weight, okay? So we will write it down. When a rat is 0 weeks old or newborn, I predict its weight to be 100 grams. That's 100. Okay? So that's how we interpret y-intercept. You plug in 0 for x, and then you talk about it contextually. Okay, what does 0 mean in this setting? And sometimes it makes sense, like this one did. A lot of times it doesn't make sense. Okay, and we'll see some other examples where the y-intercept doesn't make sense. But this one does, because 0 weeks simply means a newborn rat. Okay? All right. I think that's it for that one. See you next time, guys.